Welcome to week 3 of Bit by Bit Coding's Intermediate Web Development course. This week, we're going to build a fun Green Earth Initiative website. We will start in Code.org's Web Lab. I will name this project Web Dev Week 3. Now, let's start coding the structure of our website in the index.html file. This tells the browser that this is an HTML file. The HTML tag wraps the whole web page, and this tells the browser that the web page is in English. Let's close the HTML tag as well. To do that, add a slash in front of its name. By closing the HTML tag, it marks the end of our web page. This way, I can refresh the page and show you the progress as we go. Let's start with the head tag. Now we can use special characters like emojis. This makes your web page look good on phones and tablets. This will link the CSS file to the HTML file. While we know that the CSS file exists, the browser does not. Let's use a title tag to style the text on the Browser tab. Let's title our Browser tab as Green Earth Initiative, and then close the title tag. Finally, let's close the head tag. Let's start with the body of our website. The header tag creates the top section of our website. Now, let's create the title of our website using the H2 tags. We will use H2 tags here instead of H1 tags because we will create an eye-catching banner section later, which will include a main heading H1 title. Okay, let's title this H2 title Green Earth Initiative. We will create a navigation bar for this website using nav tags. The navigation bar will hold hyperlinks to different sections in the website. We will have 4 sections: About, Impacts, Help, and Contact. We will use UL tags to structure our section links in the navigation bar. UL tags creates unordered lists. Let's create our About section link. Start with an li tag, which creates list items. Using the anchor tag and the keyword href, we will create an internal link to our About section. To make an internal link, which is a link to another part of the same page, use the hash symbol and type out the ID of the section. We will call our hyperlink About. Now close the anchor and li tag. Using the same formatting, I've created internal links to the Impacts, Help, and Contact sections. Make sure to match the names of the section IDs. We will name our Impacts hyperlink Impacts, the Help hyperlink Get Involved, and the Contact hyperlink Contact. Now we're done with the navigation and header section. So close the UL tag, close the nav tag, and close the header tag. Our first section won't be our About section, but rather an eye-catching banner section. We will set our class to Hero. We will use H1 tags since this will be the main message and visual focus of the website. We will have our message be Protecting Our Planet Together, and then close the H1 tag. We are done with the Hero section. Using the div tag, let's create a container element. We will use it to group the About, Impact, Help, and Contact sections to easily apply generic styling to these sections in the CSS file. Set the class to Container. Let's now create our About section. Set the ID to About. We will use H2 tags to title our section About Us. In this section, we will use P tags to include a short description of the initiative. Now close the section. We will create the Impact section. Set the ID to Impacts and the class to Cards. In this Impact section, we will have 3 cards that describe the impact areas of the initiative. The impact areas will be recycling, tree planting, and ocean cleanup. Each card will contain an image and a description. First, make sure to download 3 images from online for each image and upload it to code.org using the Add Image button over here. Now that I've uploaded 3 images, let's start. We will use div tags to group the information of each initiative area together and create cards. Set the class to Card. Use the image tag to upload an image. We will start with the recycling card. Make sure to set the image source to exactly what you've named your recycling image. I've named mine recycling.png. The alternative text will describe the image. Set the text to recycling. We will create another div tag to group card descriptions. Set the class to card-content. Let's use H3 tags to title the recycling card. Title it Waste Reduction. Use P tags to include a short description. Make sure to close the P tag. Now, close the card content div tag and the card div tag. Let's create another card div tag. Make sure to set the class to card. Using the image tag, upload your tree planting image. Make sure the source equals the exact name of your image. I've named mine as treeplanting.png. Set the alt text to tree planting. Now create the card content div tag. Make sure to set the class to card-content. Use H3 tags and set the title of this card to tree planting. Add a short description using P tags. Now close the 2 div tags. Let's create our final card. Make a card div tag. Upload your ocean cleanup image. I've set mine to oceancleanup.png. Set the alt text to ocean cleanup. Now create the card content div tag. Set the title to ocean cleanup. Create P tags and add a short description. Now close the 2 div tags. And close the impact section as well. Create another section tag for our help section. Set the ID to help. Now let's title our section using H2 tags. We will title it Get Involved. Now, let's use P tags to create a description. Using the UL tag, we'll create a list of ways to get involved. Use the li tag to create a list item. Let's set our first way as volunteer for local events. Make sure to close the li tag. For a second way, we'll have donate to our cause. And the last way will be share on social media. Now close the UL tag and the section tag. Now let's create our final section, the contact section. Set the ID to contact. Let's title our section Contact Us. Let's first include an email. Use P tags and type email: then create an anchor tag to create a hyperlink. We will create a special hyperlink which, when clicked, opens the user's default email app like Outlook, Gmail, or Apple Mail. To do that, include mail to : and then type the email address. We will have the email address be info@greenearth.org. Now, set the name of this hyperlink to the email address. Finally, close the anchor and P tag. Now, let's include a phone number. Use P tags and write the phone number as +1 555 123-4567. Now close this section. Now, click out of the div tag, which groups the About, Impacts, Help, and Contact sections, since we're done with them. Let's create a footer or bottom section of our website. Use P tags to include the website information. Now close the footer tag. We are done with our HTML file for our website. Now, let's work on the CSS file to style our website. This block of CSS code creates variables. So instead of having to repeat the hex codes of the colors and the names of the font families, we can just use the variable names such as primary color or secondary color. Our primary color is green. Our secondary color is light blue. The accent color is yellow. The text color is gray. And the font family is sans serif. The asterisk means this rule will apply to all elements in the website. We will have the box sizing include the padding and borders. We set the margin and padding to 0. This rule affects the body of our website, which includes the header, the sections, and the footer. Set the font family to our font sans variable, the text color to the text color variable, the background to the secondary color variable, and the line height or the spacing between lines to 1.6. We will now work on our header section. Set the background to the primary green color. Make sure to type out the keyword var before typing out the name of the variable. Make the text color white. Add 1 rem of padding or spacing to all sides. This makes the navigation bar stick while scrolling. We'll have it stick to the top. This ensures the header stays above other content. Now we've changed our header items into flex items. By doing so, they automatically realign into a row instead of the standard vertical layout of HTML. This spreads the items evenly. The first item, which is a title, goes to the leftmost side, and the last item, which are the links, goes to the rightmost side. Everything else spreads across evenly, but since we don't have anything else on our navigation bar, you won't be able to see that. Everything is vertically centered. Now, let's style the list. We will remove the bullet points and realign them into a row. This adds 1 rem spacing between each navigation link. Now, we will style each hyperlink by creating a CSS rule on the navigation anchor tags. Set the text color to white. Remove the underline. Make the text bold. This is a line that is necessary for positioning the underline animation we'll make for the links. The 2 colons and after allows you to add extra content after the actual content of the element without having to write HTML code. It is kind of like an invisible box or layer attached to the element. This invisible element is called a pseudo element. We will use this to create an underline animation when you hover over the links. This creates an empty pseudo element. Now, we've positioned it relative to the link. Start with a 0 width. This is because we want the underline to be initially invisible. Set the underline thickness or height to 2 pixels. This makes the color of our underline yellow. We will align the underline to start from the left edge of the link and position it 4 pixels to the bottom. This line is important for the hover rule. It causes the hover animation to smoothly occur over 0.3 seconds. This is the hover rule. It will cause the underline to expand to the full width of the link when you hover over it. Now we're done styling the header section. As you can see, when we scroll down, the navigation remains at the top of the section. When you hover over the links, a yellow underline expands underneath them. Let's work on the hero or banner section of our website. We will set the background to a forest picture by including the image URL link. The link can be found in the description of this video. We will center it and have it cover the entire section. This makes it so that the banner takes up 80% of the height of your screen. We will make the banner into a flex container so that we can easily position the message. Justify content controls horizontal positioning. Let's place the message in the center. Align items controls the vertical positioning. Let's place it in the center as well. Make the text color white. We will make a light shadow underneath the text too. Let's further style the message in the hero section. We will make the font size bigger. Let's also make a fade in animation for our message. We will have the animation ease in over 2 seconds. Now, we will make a special rule for a fade in animation. The from keyword makes the starting state of the animation. We will have the opacity 0 so that it's completely transparent. And we will also start 2 pixels above the final position. The 2 keyword is the final state of the animation. We'll have the opacity 1 so that it is fully visible, and the message to be at its final position. Remember that we place the About, Impacts, Help, and Contact section in the Container div group. Set the max width to 1000 pixels so that it doesn't go entirely across large screens. This adds 2 rem top and bottom margins and automatically centers horizontally in large screens. Let's also add 1 rem left and right spacing. Now, let's style the impact cards. This transforms the cards into a grid system so that we can position and size each card. This tells the browser to place as many columns as can fit next to each other on the screen. Each column will be at least 250 pixels wide and will stretch to fill available space evenly. Let's place 1.5 rem gap between each card. Now, let's style each individual card. Make the background color white. Let's round the corners. Let's also add a light shadow underneath the cards. This hides any content that extends beyond rounded corners. We will also add an animation if you hover over the cards. We'll have the animation smoothly occur over 0.3 seconds. Now, let's create the hover animation. The card will move up 5 pixels when you hover over it. We will need to still style each image. Let's make it cover the full width of the card. Make the height 150 pixels. This makes sure the card covers the area while maintaining the size ratio of the original image. This rule adds 1 rem padding on all sides of the card text content. Remember that we used H3 tags for the card headings. This rule affects these headings. We added 0.5 rem spacing below and used the primary color variable to set the color to green. This styles the card paragraph contents. We made the font size slightly smaller. Now, let's make a rule for a footer. We horizontally centered the footer content, added 1 rem padding on all sides, set the background color to the primary variable color green, made the text color white, and added 2 rem spacing above the footer. Now let's make sure our banner looks good on smaller screens like mobiles. To do this, let's make a rule that affects devices with a screen width of 600 pixels or smaller. We will reduce the message font size to 2 rem. We're done making our Green Earth Initiative website.